Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. You're welcome to today's live stream. How has been trading this week? If you can hear me loud and clear, please drop a comment. How has been trading this week? I hope you've made so much profit this week. My week has been awesome. My week has been awesome. Made so much profit buying GBP USD, Euro USD, NZD USD, and Australian dollar USD. You're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. If you have any pair or any question, let me know in the comment section. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, drop a comment. I want to be sure you all can hear me loud and clear. And also confirm you can see my screen. Confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can see my screen. Good morning, Mrs. Damilola. If you have any question or you have any pair you want me to analyze, I believe you have a plan. You have an instrument that you're considering trading today. I would like to know in the comment section what pair you plan to trade today. I would also like to know your bias on that pair. Okay, you're supposed to have a plan before the market opens for today. If you don't have a plan, then you shouldn't trade today. Trading without a plan will result to failure. It will result to losses. You've got to have a plan. You've got to have a plan. So I'd like to know what pair trading today, Mrs. Damilola. What pair are you trading today, and what is your bias on that pair? I'd like to know in the comment section. So let's start by looking at the calendar for the day. Very important to be aware of the major news that will be released for the day. Today will be a very volatile day for dollar pairs and card pairs. Dollar, card, and NZD. You should avoid pairs with these currencies. You should avoid pairs with these currencies. US dollar, card, and NZD, New Zealand dollar. Okay, should expect high volatility on those instruments today. Okay. So by 1:30, the United States will be releasing its core PPI. That's our price production index. The MM and PPIMM, core PPI and PPIMM. Then by 2:45, Canada will be releasing its overnight rates. And the Bank of Canada will be releasing its rate statement by 2:45, and by 3:30, Bank of Canada press conference will hold by 3:30 p.m. Nigerian time, and by 7 p.m. federal funds rate from the United States, and also FOMC meeting will hold by 7:30 p.m. You would notice that most of the, let me say gold, you will notice that gold has been in a range since the market opened. Since on Monday, gold has not given a clear direction. And that's because of FOMC. Even on dollar pairs also, you would notice that the market has not been that volatile on those instruments, and that's because of FOMC. And I did advise on Monday that you should wait for FOMC needs to be released before you trade USD pairs. I actually trade USD pair on Monday. I took a buy on GBP USD, Euro USD, Australian dollar USD, NZD USD, and I made so much profit on those trades. I'm out of the trade. So I'm not going to take any dollar pair today. I'm not going to trade dollar pairs today. It's after FOMC. So my trading dollar pairs will be tomorrow after FOMC. I hope that is clear. NZD will be releasing its GDP data by 10:45 p.m. So please be very conservative if you consider trading any of these pairs. And like I did advise, if you want to trade dollar pairs today, you should be very conservative. You should be very conservative. Okay. Good morning, Mr. James. GBP JPY and Euro Australian dollar. Mr. James, what is your bias on GBP JPY? What is your bias on Euro Australian dollar? I would like to know, Mr. James, what is your bias on GBP JPY and Euro Australian dollar? Let me know in the comment section, Mr. James. Before I analyze it, I would like to know your take on those pairs. So let's go to the charts. Let's analyze yen basket and high. We also had this low on yen, and the previous 4-hour candle closed as a shooting star, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. So yen might sell. Okay, yen might sell, but I would have loved to see yen sweep this buy side liquidity before going bearish. I would have loved to see yen sweep this buy side liquidity before going bearish. So if you are considering selling the yen today, I would advise you wait for price to break out from this support. We had this support here. Wait for price to break out from this support zone before you take a sell. At the moment, yen is still in a range, right? It's still in a range. So if price breaks out, then you can go bearish on. You can go bearish on yen. I'd love to see yen come back, fill this fair value gap, that it hasn't filled. I'd love to see it come fill it before going bearish. So that's my take for the yen. Okay, that's my take on the yen. At the moment, I'm neutral on yen, but if price breaks out from this support, then one should consider going bearish on yen basket. DXY, okay. Your bias for GBJPY is short, okay. GBJPY short. What about Euro Aussie? What's your take on Euro Aussie? So dollar, I expect dollar to be bullish this week. Okay, I expect dollar to be bullish this week. So now, before going bullish on dollar, I did advise on Monday that dollar might come fill this fair value gap. This would be the best area to consider buying dollar, this fair value gap. So I would love to see dollar drop to this zone, this fair value gap, before going bullish on it. So like I said today, I wouldn't be trading dollar pair. I'll wait for FOMC. Probably they might use FOMC to push price into this fair value gap before going bullish. Okay, it's either they push price to fill this fair value gap before going bullish, or if today's candle closes bullish, it means they might not want to fill this gap. So I'm going to take a buy tomorrow. If today's candle closes bullish, so it's either price comes to fill this zone before FOMC or after FOMC for me to buy, or today's candle closes bullish. If it closes bullish, I'm going to take a buy tomorrow on dollar. I'm going to take a buy on the dollar tomorrow. So today, I'm neutral on the dollar. I'm neither bullish nor bearish. A day before FOMC or a few hours before FOMC, most times price will just go into a range on dollar pairs, most times. So I'm not expecting high volatility on dollar pairs before FOMC or after FOMC today. That's why I am more interested in trading um, dollar pairs. So that's it for the dollar. I'm neutral on the dollar today. So let's go to the charts. So let's analyze GBP JPY. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know. GBP JPY. Mr. James said GBP JPY is bearish. Okay, GPY bearish. So I agree with you on GBP JPY here. Let's start with the daily time frame. So on a daily time frame, but if you apply trend line, let's see the trend line from this low, it's like is a bullish structure, right? If you apply the trend line, what we have here looks like a bullish structure. You can see the structure we have here on the weekly also. It looks like a bullish structure. It's forming higher high and lower low. High, higher high. Daily time frame. Probably GBP/JPY will come and retest this trend line. That's my expectation on GBP/JPY. It's likely the trend is bullish. The structure is a bullish structure, right? So, but price might want to come test this fair value, this trend line, or I think at this point we have a fair value gap that has not been filled. So GJ might also pull back to fill that fair value gap. Okay, so you can see here we have this fair value gap. So I would love to see GBJPY. You can see. So it's most likely coming to test this trend line because we have a fair value gap here that has not been filled. That's my expectation for yen today. Okay, so if you are selling yen, if you are selling, you could sell to this zone, this fair value gap. Okay, so and also if we apply your Fibonacci from this swing high, I think it has 850% level, right? It has even crossed 50% level. So you can see prices at premium and look at the pattern we have at premium. We had an hanging man, and we have a candle that looks like a spine into another hanging man here. So all this indicates a change in trend from bullish to bearish at a premium area. So I think the best risk to take right now, if you want to trade GJ, the best risk to take right now would be a sell. The best risk to take right now would be a sell. And if you are selling GJ, your stop loss should be at this point. Calculate the risk. If it is too high, then the trade is not for you. You should skip it. Calculate the risk. This is 212.24. Your stop loss should be at 212.8. That's on 62 pips. Yeah, 62 pips. And your TP will be 211.32. 211.32, 62 pips. That's about 90 pips. Yeah, you are risking 62 pips for 90 pips. I think that's a good risk reward. That's a good risk reward. So that's my take on GJ. That's my take on GJ. Your stop loss should be at this high. I hope that's clear on GJ. Secondary trade on GJ now, it should be sell and not buy. It should be sell. In Euro Australian dollar, so for several weeks now, Euro Aussie has been strongly bearish. Splitting a trade from this point to this. If you have the patience to wait this long, you would have made so much profit. But not many traders tend to hold trade this long. Okay, so last week candle looks like an hammer. It's a bearish hammer. It's a bearish hammer, and when a bearish hammer forms in a downward trend, you're advised to wait for the next candle to close bullish before you buy. So it means that we have to wait for this week candle to close this bullish then we should expect more buy on euro Australian dollar. That will be a swing trade on euro Australian dollar if this week candle closes bullish. So let's go to daily time frame. So you can see daily time frame here. I believe this is an engulfing pattern. We had an engulfing pattern here. And after that engulfing pattern was created, we had I think there's a fair value gap below. And I think the market just came to feel as it filled that. Okay, it has not filled that gap. So we had this fair value gap here. I don't think it has filled it. Has it filled it? Yeah, you can see it has filled that fair value gap. You can see it has filled this fair value gap. And after filling the fair value gap, you can see I pointed that euro Australian dollar would come fill this fair value gap. I pointed and it has accomplished that. So the best risk to take on euro Australian dollar would be buy. The best risk would be a buy. Okay, so you can see the previous candle closed as an hammer. You can see it closed as an hammer. So the best risk would be to buy. The best risk would be to buy. And if you are buying, your stop loss, I would suggest you set your stop loss at this low. Okay, set your stop loss at this low because we have this resistance on support that the market might want to come and retest. This was a breakout. There was a breakout from this point, and after a breakout, we expect price to pull back to retest that level. So price might want to come and test this level before it continue with its buy. That's why the best position to set your stop loss will be this low. Will be this low. Good morning, Mr. Rotimi Ayodele. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. Good in a few minutes. I just analyzed euro Australian dollar. I just analyzed euro Australian dollar. I hope you got it. I just analyzed euro Australian dollar. The best risk would be a buy. Okay. The best risk would be a buy. That's my take on euro Australian dollar. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. If you don't agree with my bias, it's fine. I might be wrong. If you don't agree with my analysis, it's okay. Okay, but based on what I'm seeing on the chart, based on the pattern I'm seeing on the chart, Euro Aussie should be bullish today. Euro Aussie should be bullish today. That's my take on Euro Aussie. So let's see GBP USD and Euro USD, then we'll look at gold. So GBP USD, like I said, today I'm neutral on the dollar. I'm neither bullish nor bearish on the dollar. Therefore, I won't be trading USD pairs today. I won't be trading USD pairs today. I think I pointed this fair value gap. Okay, last I think it was on Tuesday. I told you guys I would love to see price come reach this fair value gap. It's played out on GBP USD. Okay, but this gap has not been filled completely. This gap has not been filled completely. I believe the high of today's market will be used as liquidity before FOMC or after FOMC. Okay, so I will wait for today's candle to close. If today's candle closes as a shooting star or an engulfing pattern or a bearish reversal pattern, I'm going to take a sell tomorrow. I'm going to sell the dollar. I'm going to sell the dollar. So the close of today's candle will determine my bias on USD pairs. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. I would have loved to buy GBP USD, but if you calculate the risk reward if I buy from this, because I know most retail traders would have executed sell after the function of this finding. So most retail traders would have executed process, which is why I think they're going to come sweep this liquidity, fill that gap or going bearish. Okay, so if I'm going to take a buy from this point, my stop loss will be this low. So you can see that the risk is higher than the reward. That's why I don't want to go bullish on the dollar. I've already made so much profit on the dollar this week, on GBP USD this week. I've made over 80 pips on GBP USD this week. So I'm not interested in in buying it. Okay, so I would advise you wait for FOMC news to be released before you trade USD pairs. Euro USD, same thing. Euro USD, same thing. Okay, Euro USD also, you can see this looks like it's buying top also. Most retail traders would have executed sell right now, and their stop losses will be residing at these highs. I pointed out this fair value gap on Tuesday. I'd love to see Euro USD come fill this fair value gap before going bearish. So I'm waiting to see that happen in the market before I go bearish on Euro USD. And I'm going to sell. If I sell Euro USD from this zone, my target will be this relative equal low. This relative equal low will be my target. Okay, so I'm patiently waiting for that to play out before executing the trade. So for those of you with the software, just expect a sell on Euro USD, GBP USD, Australian dollar USD, and NZD USD tomorrow. Tomorrow we should get a sell signal on those instruments. Okay, so let's look at gold. Gold has been this. I respect those of you trading gold. I respect you guys. You are doing. It's not an easy job. It's not an easy job to trade gold. You guys are doing. You're doing. You deserve a round of applause. Those of you trading gold. Now video Togo of this market. Now video Odogu of this market. You guys should respect those trading gold. It's not easy to trade gold. Gold will wind you. So you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, gold, no clear direction. Spinning candle yesterday, spinning candle on Monday, and today so far it has not really done much. So it's a ranging market on gold. And like I said, this liquidity has been swept. I mentioned this last week that they're going to sweep this liquidity. If gold does not sweep this liquidity, it's not going to buy. So they've swept this liquidity. Now, since the bearish reversal, these spiny candles are bearish candles. Bearish spiny candle. Wait for a bullish candle to close. So if today's candle closes bullish, then you consider going bullish on gold. If today's candle, I would not advise that you trade gold today. I would not advise that you trade gold today. Now, at this point, a fair value gap was created. A fair value gap was created, I think, at that point. Yeah, so they might want to confuse this fair value gap. Okay, they might want to confuse this fair value gap. Okay, so that is my take on here's my chart. Okay, so you can see this fair value gap here. Okay, they're almost there. They're almost there. Okay, they've tested that fair value gap, or it has not been filled completely. Okay, they've not filled that gap completely. So I believe before FOMC release or after FOMC, you will fill this gap. All these are traps to get retail traders to buy. All these lows are traps. They are levels of liquidity because most retail traders have expected buy, and their stop losses will be residing at the low of this candle or a few pips below the low of this candle. So I believe they want to come and sweep those lows. So that's the take on FOMC on gold. I hope that is clear. So I think the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give it a thumbs up, and if it's your first time joining the live stream, first I want to appreciate you for joining, and I would implore that you subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live, you get notification from YouTube. Okay. For those of you who are interested in getting the software, you can send me a message on WhatsApp. Okay, if you want to get the software, send me a message on WhatsApp. Everyone using this software are profitable. They are making profits consistently in the market. You cannot have this software and be blowing accounts. You cannot have this software and blow accounts. You would only blow accounts if you gamble, if you over leverage, if you don't follow proper risk and money management. That's the only reason you would blow with this software. That's the only reason. So if you are blowing your accounts, you are tired of blowing accounts, or you Forex market analysis stresses you, just get this software and trade with peace of mind. Just get the software and trade with peace of mind. Okay. This is the time for you to recover all that you have lost in the market. Okay. This software was specially designed for you. Take advantage of it. Stop blowing accounts. That $100, that $200, before you blow it, get the software. It costs just $30 for monthly subscription. So instead of blowing the account, get it. Get it. Most of you don't have a good strategy. You are just gambling in the market. And if you keep gambling in the market, you will keep losing money. That's just the truth. I always tell people the truth. They say the truth is always bitter, but I always tell you the truth. You just keep blowing accounts. Most of you don't have you don't have a structured plan, you don't have a strategy. You are just gambling. You cannot be profitable gambling in the market. You cannot be profitable if you don't have an edge. You can't. So please do the right thing. Do the right thing. So I think that will be all for today's session. I appreciate every one of you for your participation, Mr. Rutimi, Mr. James, Mrs. Damilola. Thank you very much, and I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.